have some fun. I'll see you when you get back, bet I'll be up all night, still cleaning this gun. Well, now that I'm a father, scared to death one day my daughter is gonna find.
Man, I like that song.
Yeah, it's good.
Is it just dads that would be like shining their greasing and oiling up their gun
Yeah.
when a guy comes in the door to date their daughter? I don't think so. Good morning. This is Tiffany Carlen with Nona Reed on JoCo Vibes here on JoCo Community Radio. It's a beautiful Wednesday. Lots of stuff to talk about. Lots of stuff to talk about today. You know, because we had Tammy King on yesterday with Children's Advocacy Center out of Cleburne, and so we didn't get to talk about Juneteenth.
Right.
And Cleburne hosted a wonderful event on Saturday for that, and they had a great turnout and a good celebration, and so glad that there's so many different places out there that are celebrating and recognizing the freedom of the African American community on June 19th. And it's so interesting because I watched the movie Respect this past weekend. I think I watched it on Friday night. It's the Aretha Franklin story.
Okay, I kind of thought that's what you meant, but I wasn't 100% sure.
I
was
just-
like, do I remember hearing about that movie?
I actually I couldn't believe that I hadn't watched it yet because it's several years old already.
Yeah, it is now that
And
I've got it in my head what it is.
it was really, really good. And I guess I had forgotten how much her and her dad were so wrapped in with Martin Luther King.
Mm-hmm.
They were a huge part of that movement.
Awesome.
So, and Aretha, you know, even she sang at Martin Luther King's funeral.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, the whole story of it is amazing. And her going from one controlling pastor father, you know, to figuring all of that out and getting to, and then of course, kind of repeating the behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Like she wanted to get out of that, but then she ended up marrying.
Going back into
She married this guy who did help catapult her career because he helped give her the freedom to go sing what she was meant to sing,
right,
which was soul. And her dad just wanted her to keep doing these jazz ballads, and it was just very boring. It wasn't her. There was no. It was just it was beautiful because she had such a beautiful voice, but it wasn't her, and it certainly wasn't how she sang when she sang in church, which is how she started out. So where all that gospel soul she had, it was lost in those first 5 albums, I think, that she put out. And so her husband, who was a manager of other he was a manager of other artists, but not really anything that was, you know, hitting any success yet, basically.
Right.
And he just saw something in her, and he loved to hear her sing, and he really did love her. He was just a troubled soul himself. And so he just had his own demons that he had to deal with. And anyway, so he finally gets her in front of this producer, and I don't want to say it's not like a spoiler alert because I think a lot of people have seen the movie already, and if you haven't, you need to go see it. And we're talking about Respect, Aretha Franklin's story. But he gets her in front of this producer, and you know, he's like, "So what do you want to sing?" And she goes, "I want hits. I want songs that are written just for me or written by me," which she wrote quite a few. Her sister wrote quite a few. And then so she ended up. It's so interesting, like you could see how reverse discrimination and reverse prejudice is. I mean, prejudice is there, black, white, whatever. But I mean, people are prejudiced, you know, and it's not right in any way. But you just have to look at people's history, why, and their experiences in life to try and at least understand. Anyway, so he says, well, all right, I got this great group of guys down in Alabama that I'd love for her to go record down there. And her husband was like, no, she's only ever recorded in New York. And the producer's a white guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, no, man, I'm telling you, these are the best guys. I mean, they can sit down in the studio and play anything, just play anything from scratch, and I've been in the studio recording like that, where I've watched that I've watched the musicians work that way, where they just take your song and they bring it to life.
Uh-huh.
And so watching that was just so great. So he gets the husband to agree, and they go down. It's Muscle Shoals. They go to Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and all the musicians are white, and they're deep in the heart of Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And the husband is not happy. He is just, what? You don't have any.
They don't have soul.
You don't have any. You don't have any Negroes, and I hate using that word, but that's the word he uses in the movie, because you don't have any, black artists. And he goes, man, you got to hear these guys. They have soul. You got to see the way they work together. Anyway, it turns out awesome. But then the husband gets explosive and rips her out of there, and he's now abusing her. He's already been abusing her, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And so she ends up back there. They kind of get back together in a way, but she lays the law down. No, we're going to record in Alabama, and that's it. These are the guys I want to work with, and so that's the guys that she worked with for, years, years and years and years. And it's such a beautiful story of freedom. It's a beautiful story of the history of soul music and Aretha Franklin and what she endured as a young girl. She was raped at 10 years old, was the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And so her first two children were from, before she was even 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and there's discussion in there, and I've wanted to go research it, as to, like, the grandmother, her grandmother said, when are you going to tell those boys who their father is? And she's like, I'm never telling them who he is, because it was a friend of the family.
Right.
So it was just interesting after our conversation yesterday. And we didn't get to talk about that. So
yeah.
All right, we'll be back after the break. Stay with us.
Abnormal realities.
I love my mom.
Yep. She sent me a message.
My mom did?
Yeah, Wednesday night. And she invited me over tomorrow night to watch Titanic and share a bowl of popcorn. And I accepted.
You did?
Yep.
That'd be fun.
And she calls it Chaps Only Night. Every Saturday night.
Look.
Miss Dixie?
Look.
How you doing? He said, it's my mom, bro. All right, it's my mom.
I want to hear the answer to the Titanic and popcorn. Go ahead, Mom. What's up?
Oh!
Hi, boys.
Hi,
I just
Mom.
wanted to ask Rocky if he wanted butter on that popcorn or not.
I would
my
rather
God.
have the butter somewhere else, but if popcorn's the only place I can have it, I'll take it.
Jeez,
Hey,
dude.
nobody says I can't roll around in it for a little bit.
All right, Mom.
That is my
love
girl.
you.
I love
you,
you,
Mom.
Dixie.
Abnormal realities
My mom, love you.
Dixie.
I love you too.
with Ron and Rocky. Weekdays, 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. on JoCo Community Radio.
Holy crap.
Out of deck carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered. When you're hungry for tender brisket or some delicious homemade cobbler, then look no further than Leach Brothers Barbecue, located at 1106 East Henderson, Cleveland, Texas. Leach Brothers has been family owned and operated since 1950. Take it from me, Taco Joe Orwinski. Todd and his family have been filling my belly breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a long time. Heck, I even have my own booth, open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come see them for dine-in, carry-out, and all your catering needs.
Welcome back to the second half of the show of JoCo Radio. We are proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and we are live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. To listen or watch, simply go to the tuneinjoco.com to choose where and how. The JoCo Community Radio app is now available for free on Android or Apple devices. Simply search your store. Check out our lineup. I don't know why when I get
You're rusty.
right there.
You're rusty.
I know. But it seems like every time I get right there, I kind of start. Blah, blah, blah. Check out our lineup and more on JoCoCommunityRadio.com. This episode and more is brought to you by Patriot Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep, Nona Reed, at 844-TEX-HAIL. That's 844.
Hail, you did really good.
839-4345 or 4245. Sorry. Good grief.
I'm Tiffany Carlen.
I'm Nona Reed.
She's Nona Reed. I just got the coolest thing in the mail. It's Wellness Wednesday. That's one of the things that we like to talk about on Wednesdays, and this happens to be a T-shirt called it's hashtag What If Upper. And if you're watching, I'll show it to you. So I've invited a whole bunch of my friends into a group called the What If Upper group. And
It looks like a youth large, not an adult large.
I don't know. It looks like it'll work with that. Looks like it'll fit me. Anyway, there's an amazing author, Mendy Odlin, who wrote a book called What If It All Goes Right?
Right.
And it's something we've been doing and practicing for, gosh, I'm going to say 9 years now, was when I first met her. And so she started this group on Facebook. I don't know how recent she started the group, but she invited me or somebody else did. And so basically it's about what if upping. Most people, when they jump into a relationship or they start a new business or they're going through some sort of change in their life, typically someone will go, yeah, but what if I fail?
Mm-hmm.
What if I don't make the money I want to make? What if I don't reach my goals? What if, and so the average person, the typical thing to do is to what if down and to already put that out into the universe that you're going to fail or something negative, or something negative is going to happen. So the book, What If It All Goes Right? And you can get it on Amazon. The book, and it's called What If Upping. And so that's one of the things that we like to do when we empower each other as friends is to, all right, well, let's talk it through and let's what if up.
Right.
So what if you tried this? What if you are successful? What if this change brings on the best thing in your life? Because if you don't try it, you'll never know. You'll never know. Right. So anyway, I invited a whole bunch of people into this group that I think have that mindset or need the mindset or are looking for growth. I invited you into it.
Yeah.
And so Mendy just sent me a T-shirt as well as a magnet is the What If Up Manifesto. So you can put it on, your refrigerator, and hope is not
fridge here.
Yeah. Hope is not woo woo. Happiness is not fluff. Following your heart is not flaky. In a world of fear, divisiveness, and cynicism, those of us who have chosen to remain joyful, heart-centered, and optimistic about the future make this promise. We will not be waved off for our idealism or cast aside for dreaming impossible dreams. We will not diminish our joy nor sacrifice our ideals as we bond together to ease the growing pains of humanity's evolution. We have come together in this moment in history to dream a new dream, to invite others into the deliciousness of hope, and to unapologetically believe that something better is possible. I
Right.
am a what if upper. I bring good ideas to life.
Nice.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get one of these too. You can join the group, the What If Upper group. Search hashtag What If Upper on Facebook. That's where the group is at. And can join that. And then, of course, she's got a long card in here to me, which I will not read on air. But thank you, Mindy. So appreciate you. And she's got all kinds of stuff in here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but super sweet of her, and she's a wonderful speaker. She's just a peaceful soul, and getting back to surrounding myself with those people, because again, when you do lose a social media connection where I had over 3,500 people, I lost that connection
Right.
to a lot of people after that happened.
Right.
That I'm trying, and then you're
trying
like, oh
to
my
reconnect,
gosh,
trying to remember.
I haven't.
Or
I haven't seen that person in a while. What's going on? Or you're looking for a resource and you can't. You have to figure that out again. It's it's just kind of crazy. So
she has a What If Wednesday check-in.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So we're actually going to have her. She's going to come on, and we're also talking about putting together a What If Up happy hour the next time she's in town.
Okay.
So listen for that, because you are not going to want to miss that. So that'll be a really good time together. Also on this Wellness Wednesday, I want to share the Daily Calm. Take criticism seriously, but not personally. If there is truth or merit in the criticism, try to learn from it. Otherwise, let it roll right off of you. That's constructive criticism.
Yes, it is.
So, take it, review it, and fix it. And F it. Put it in the F file.
Unless it's something good that you can use.
Right. No, but I mean, but once the
Yeah.
criticism is once you're done with it, once you're taking the good meat from it,
right,
you let it roll off and put it in the F file.
Yeah.
F it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm putting a lot of stuff in the F it file.
Me too.
I am. I'm working really, really, really hard. I'm working really hard at that. So that's super important for me. Anyway, I walked 1.2 miles yesterday.
Good for you.
32 minutes, partially on an incline. Did
you do on your?
Yeah, I was on the treadmill.
I was like,
in stretch pants and a sweatshirt. So I was like, I'm gonna get the extra. Gonna get the extra burn-in. Gonna get the extra burn-in. So I'm on a limited workout for a few more days, and then I can pump it back up a little bit more, and then keep pumping it back up a little bit more. So I'm working with my trainer to, get back in the groove of all of it. So, and now we're going to work on my diet according to my blood type.
Awesome.
So I'm A positive. I had to call my doctor this morning, and yeah. So I have, all right. So my trainer.
I'm a meat eater because of my blood type,
What
which
are
I am
you?
a meat eater.
What are you?
I'm O negative.
You're O negative, like Todd. Yeah, so I'm A positive. So this will be interesting to see what he tells me. So I have to get on a call with him at some point today. And
what's crazy is Jesse's O positive. I'm O negative. Haley's O positive, and Dalton's O negative.
Interesting. Interesting. I can't remember. I can't remember my kids' blood types.
Well, because I had to have the Rogram, that's what it's called. The shot after I had Haley because of my blood type and the mixture of it could hurt the baby, the second baby. And so if our blood type mixed, which actually we're the same blood type. Dalton and I are.
So interesting.
And then gosh, in the midst of COVID, we were all having a conversation once, and then we just ordered online just a prick kit, and we did all of ours, which I knew mine, and Jesse, we thought we knew his, but we really never knew the kids, and so now we do.
Awesome.
And ours type is actually the least to get sick, but what's funny is Haley is our sicker one of all of all three of us.
But is she though?
She is
though?
likely no, sometimes on certain things I would say yes. On actual like illnesses, I swear if she's the one that catches it. Like,
but sometimes I think that's mindset. Mindset meaning,
yeah. I mean,
I have a hangnail.
Yeah.
I must. I've got the flu.
Yes.
It's the flu. It's a sign of the flu. I'm teasing, but there's people who are like that.
No,
really.
No, I am fully aware of that. You missed all the drama.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Lordy.
I got to see that firsthand again.
Oh Lord. Oh gosh. I feel bad for you.
Last Friday.
All right. So one of the other things that my trainer passed on in a video is their protein waffles.
Ooh,
they're right. So
no, not ooh, but ooh.
Yeah, no, I know.
Because I'm like, okay, can you send that to me? Because I want to get back into my protein
I think
count.
I had to rewind it like multiple times because his video, if you're listening,
is it the one with
if you're listening,
Australian accent?
Yes,
okay.
Adam. Yes, Adam. Your videos aren't mirrored, so I had to rewind it multiple times. I didn't tell him this in the chat, but I was like, I had to rewind it multiple times to read the brand, and it's Kodiak. So these are Kodiak protein waffles, and so I go and Google it. I find them at Walmart online, and then I was like, oh, that's only one kind. He had a box of like the chocolate chip ones. I'm like, I'm not into chocolate chip waffles.
Me, I am. I love chocolate chip waffles.
I like
or pancakes, waffles mostly.
I like chocolate waffles, but I like chocolate waffles for dessert.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I ordered. They were out of the chocolate. I was so disappointed, but they had. So I ended up on Amazon because it was cheaper to shop through their grocery store. So I ordered the vanilla, the buttermilk vanilla.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I think that's what they were. And it adds 12 grams. It has 12 grams of protein in it.
Awesome.
Okay. And then
I'm drinking my 30 grams right now.
Are you? And then I had, what's the other one I ordered? Maybe I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I tried
one and let me
I tried another.
try it.
So they're frozen. So they should be here today. And then.
Oh, so they're already like pre-made.
Yeah. You put them in the toaster.
I'm thinking you have to mix it together. And
no, it's freaking perfect. So if I don't want to shake, have my protein shake every morning, I can make a protein waffle and drizzle some warm honey on it and run out the door.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah, I'm super excited. He really likes them, so but he's a guy.
But sometimes and he's a trainer, and sometimes those trainers they'll eat like rubber.
All right.
And say it was good.
Actually, he eats
I'm hoping
really well.
It's good.
He eats really well. He did another video this week. I can't remember what day it was. And he made these salmon burgers. I can't quite get myself to the salmon burger part, but I think I'm going to try. But he also talked about, in lieu of doing mayonnaise, taking cottage cheese and whipping it. Actually, that was another woman that he trains I think is the one who shared that. I'll eat cottage cheese mixed with garlic seasoning, salt, and pepper, and I'll eat it just like that. I love it like that. Mayo. But hold on. Now he said Greek yogurt in lieu of mayo.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
And then also, but the cottage cheese is a good thing too, because you can whip it up, season it how you like it, and spread that on, because it's a really good source of protein. So if you do that on a sandwich, right?
Yeah.
And then I can live without mayonnaise.
When I was training and doing my protein count, my protein intake was supposed to be like 120 grams,
All right, so he likes the pickles you
120
like,
to 140.
those sandwich pickles that
Uh-huh.
are.
The hamburger
I
sandwich.
can't remember if they were sweet or not. But I don't like.
I don't like sweet.
I don't like
My
pickles.
mother
on-
does, and she's the only one out of the family.
So here's what he did. He did a Thomas English muffin, untoasted, because those are low calorie,
Uh-huh.
so they're good for your macros. And then he did Greek yogurt, the salmon patty, salmon burger,
Mhm.
and then pickled beets and the
no.
pickles. And that's the only part I was like,
Okay, there are some things
I'm like,
I
you
will not
lost
eat.
me.
Yeah.
I'm like, you
You
lost
me
at
at beets
Well,
at the salmon patty.
but you've had,
We do 2-day patties,
but I've
not as a hamburger.
I've taken you to Fixture where you've had the blanched air fried beets. They're called beet
I
fries.
did like that.
Yes, it's the only way I can eat them.
But
That's the only way I'll eat
and
fries.
I was like, no, I'm not gonna like these. And then it was like,
But
oh my god, these are so good.
I told you, and so, but you dip them into an aliolio and then into crushed sesame seeds,
Yeah.
and it is
was
so
good.
It
It was
so
good.
good. And that's at Fixture.
Hey, that's real close to where I am at.
I know. I could come meet you for
Yeah.
lunch.
Uh-huh.
Fixture on Magnolia in Fort Worth. If you haven't been there,
Yeah.
that is the reason I go there.
Mhm.
Literally, I could eat just that for a meal.
Yeah.
And they're air fried, so it's really, really good for you. So now that I'm thinking about it, so I'm looking at him and he has this jar of pickled beets. Of course, you're trying to look at the jar and not him, because it's like, wait, what am I supposed to be focusing on here? The gorgeous hot trainer or the foodies,
Or as our new
trying to get
puppy
me to
does.
eat. Yeah.
She turns her head
Right.
really weird.
So I'm thinking I'm going to get I'm going to try it with the pickled beets and air fry them in my oven and see how that works. I don't know how it'll work with the pickled.
You mean you're trying to make
the fried pickles? The
fried
fried
beets?
beets.
Okay.
The fried beets.
Okay.
Beet fries.
Yeah,
they're not fried.
fries.
They're not deep fried. They're air fried.
Right.
Anyway, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, if I were standing in the kitchen with him and he had made this sandwich and cut it in half, I would try it. Right?
As long as he made it.
Well, there's a point to that. Yeah. No, but how sometimes when you can't put those things together, right?
Mhm.
Like you would not have gone to Fixture to try the beet fries.
Nope,
Had
I would
you not
never
gone
have,
with me.
Yeah.
So for me, a salmon burger made completely the way he made it, and by the way, he ate 2 of them. But he's a big guy.
Yeah.
And he works out
He can.
insanely. And so I'm like, okay, I could try that if it were somebody made it and it was theirs, and I was getting to try it for the first
Mhm.
time to make sure I really liked it, so I didn't waste. That's where I was going.
Right.
Yes. Maybe it tastes better with him cooking it. It's very possible. I don't. It's very possible. Anyway,
bet it does.
So here's what else I found with these waffles. So Kodiak brand, guys, if you're looking for a protein boost, and maybe you're looking for,
especially if you are doing protein
macros.
count,
While I'm doing macros.
That was hard. I was 120 to 140 grams of protein,
Well,
and I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, that's where I'm really
Felt like I was eating a lot of chicken.
That's where I'm really curious to see how this might change for me based on my blood type.
Mhm.
So, because when I first started this with him, I gained weight. So, but I know what I was doing wrong. I kind of know what I was doing wrong. It wasn't really the food part. And so, and of course, I fell off the wagon a few times. So there was another thing that I found by Kodiak, and it's a 12-pack of these double chocolate muffins that have raging protein added to them as well. So, instead of like when you get that dessert craving or anything like that, or a chocolate craving, I'm thinking, okay, he goes, okay, just don't go crazy on it
Mhm.
or anything. Make sure it fits into your macros. I'm like, yeah, totally get that. I like having other options. So like this morning, I was running late this morning, and so I didn't get out the door. I didn't make time. It's my fault. I didn't make the time this morning to have my shake. So now I'm going to have my first shot of protein late, just after 10 o'clock.
Seriously, having no protein right now.
Hey, text Ron, by the way, about 10 o'clock. Forgot.
Oh, okay.
All right. So on this Wellness Wednesday, a really something important I want to talk about. Or were we live at all last week? I don't think we were.
No, we were going to be on Tuesday, and then something happened.
So I had a minor procedure done almost a couple weeks ago, and during that procedure, the surgeon found an umbilical hernia. They actually have to look for it before they do this to make sure. And so, really important for postpartum women to check for that. It's really dangerous.
Yes. But
first of all, I had no clue because when she stuck her finger in my belly button, she goes, "Okay." She goes, "This is going to feel a little uncomfortable and might hurt." And so, of course, she sticks her finger in my belly button. I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" She goes, "Oh, did you know you had that?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? My belly button?" "Yes, I knew about that." No, she goes, "Did you know you have an umbilical hernia?" I said, "No, I had no idea I had that." And so she twisted a little bit, and she got it to loosen up a little bit, about a quarter of an inch. And so now I'll have to have a full abdominal scan. So anyway, get checked out for that, because it can be really dangerous if it gets worse. It can twist around your intestines. It could twist around other organs and cause serious damage internally and could kill you. And I was like, "Oh, good to know." And I was like, "How come no other doctor?"
That's what I was about to say.
Well, this is what she said to me. So here's what I asked her. I said, "So how come no other doctor has ever found this?" And she goes, "Well, because they're not a surgeon." And I said, "But my OB-GYN is a surgeon.
Right.
Like, why are you not checking your patients who've had children for an umbilical hernia?"
Right.
So I've had a hernia as a child, a very, very, very low, like down in on my pubic area hernia that I don't even know what they did. And I actually talked to my dad about it this week. I'm like, do you remember my hernia? Do you know how they fixed it? Did they, I don't know what they did, I guess. And we talked about, I'm like, I think I'm gonna have to Google, how did they repair hernias in 1979? Because I think I was 6 or 7. I was young when I was in. No, I was 6. I was like in kindergarten or first grade.
Well, when we talked, that's what you kind of said, I think.
Yeah,
because I thought when you said it, I thought, wow, you're about the same age as Haley when she had her ovary removed.
Yeah, and so so my dad and I were talking, and we were talking at Father's Day, and he was like, "I don't remember that. I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Well, you have 7 kids and you're 70 some years old, so I can't imagine." He goes, "I'm sorry." I was like, "Dad," I'm like, he goes, "I'm sure if you could probably pull records from the hospital." I'm like, "Sure, yeah. They're like way deep in the archive somewhere. I don't think it's that important."
This is when you should wish you could channel Mom, get her to answer.
She wouldn't remember either.
She wouldn't have?
No.
My mom would
Of like
have.
how they have fixed it? No.
Yeah.
No. She would remember. I mean, my dad remembered.
Remember the age and stuff, just not how they fixed it.
I remember a giant paper mache elephant in the room that I woke up in. I remember them putting the gas mask on me and counting, starting 10, 10 backwards to go to sleep, and telling them to take it off. And then I fell asleep. So, yeah. So anyway, we blew by that. So lots of takeaways from today anyway. Right?
Yes. Yeah, because I've already gone and pinned some of the waffles.
Sweet. All right.
If nobody else took it away, I will.
Well, before we go, did you know Alvarado is the oldest town in Johnson County, and it's at the junction of U.S. Highway 67 and 81 and Interstate Highway 35, 15 miles east of Cleburne in eastern Johnson County. In the winter of 1849, William Balk staked out a claim near an old Indian trail. His family did not last until spring, but returned in 1851. 2 years later, Balk and a fellow settler, G.H. Sigler, laid out half-acre town lots. The community's first sheriff, A.H. Onstooth, it's Onstooth, is credited with naming Alvarado for Alvarado, Veracruz, Mexico, where he fought in a battle during the Mexican War. By the summer of 1854, Alvarado had an estimated 100 families and a postal service. Residents voted to incorporate in 1878. In 1881, the tracks of the Gulf, Colorado, and Santa Fe and Missouri, Kansas, and Texas railroads arrived. Within a few years, the population surpassed 1,000. By that time, the community had a bank chartered in 1880, a newspaper named the Alvarado Bulletin, something you're going to want to remember, the Alvarado Bulletin, 2 schools, a number of gyms, a hotel, and an opera house. By 1890, a second bank opened and the reported population exceeded 2,000 people.
Wow.
So even though Cleburne is our county seat, I think it's so important for people to remember and recognize Alvarado for being the first city to establish Johnson County, Texas. So thank you to the gentleman who settled this area.
Right.
And there's going to be more on that. So I say the Alvarado Bulletin because something really cool is coming. And we'll tell you more about that as the weeks come. So we'll be back tomorrow morning. Nona will not be here with me, but
Yes,
Murphy Jones is going
will.
to join me in studio for Thankful Thursday. And we'll catch up with him on everything he's got going on and talk about what's coming up for the weekend here in Johnson County. So we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have an amazing day. God bless.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, JoCo Community Radio.